As we all know, Amazon had some significant cuts in the past 3.5 to 4 months, and 30,000 employees. And during this last cut of 16,000 employees, some people knew who they were before the cuts were even made. Let's read about it. I haven't yet to read this article. I just heard the rumors about it. So let's read about this. This is Shannon from Only Shannon Knows, where I talk about the truth. I talk about what's happening in the job market, being a single parent. I am in the technology industry myself. I am a widow raising 2 young children on a single income. And so I am heavily vested into this. And I discuss in my channel, I also discuss addiction and surviving domestic abuse, multiple items, because this is life. This is truly life that is happening right in front of our eyes, and it's not talked about enough. And so let's bring light to it. Let's talk about it. Let's make a change in the world. So let's see what Project Dawn is. According to Business Insider, Amazon employees get a Project Dawn calendar invitation discussing upcoming job cuts. Some Amazon employees got a worrying calendar invitation on Tuesday. The invitation discussed upcoming job cuts called Project Dawn, and thousands of Amazon corporate staff are expected to lose their jobs in the upcoming days. So this was prior to the actual layoff. Okay. Some Amazon employees got a worrying calendar invite on Tuesday, stoking more concern about job cuts that are expected in the upcoming days. The invitation addressed impending job cuts and mentioned Project Dawn as an initiative to improve efficiency at Amazon, according to a copy obtained by Business Insider. The invitation had the subject line, "Send Project Dawn email." Oh my. And was written by Colleen Aubrey, Senior Vice President of AWS Solutions, although it appears to have been sent by an assistant. Yes, because obviously if you're at the SVP level, an assistant sent that. I wonder if that assistant is still with Amazon. The invitation was for a calendar event at 5 a.m. Pacific time on Wednesday, but it was canceled shortly after it was sent. Some employees noticed it and shared the information with Business Insider. This is a continuation of the work we've been doing for more than a year to strengthen the company by reducing layers, increasing ownership, and removing bureaucracy so that we can move faster for customers. The accompanying message read, "The notifications to impacted colleagues in our organization who are based in the US, Canada, and Costa Rica have now been completed." Changes like this are hard on everyone, Aubrey's message continued. These decisions are difficult and are made thoughtfully as we position our organization and AWS for future success. Amazon plans to cut thousands of corporate roles in the coming days, Business Insider previously reported. The reductions would mark the company's second round of mass layoffs since October, when it eliminated roughly 14,000 jobs. An Amazon spokesperson did not respond to the request for comment from Business Insider. After the calendar invitation landed, confusion spread across an internal Slack channel with more than 36,000 Amazon employees, according to the messages viewed by Business Insider. Staff questioned whether the message had been intended for Aubrey's entire organization or only for those roles being eliminated. "Am I impacted or sent by mistake to all?" one employee wrote. Others saw the email as a confirmation that the expected layoffs were imminent. "If you needed solid proof that tomorrow was legit, the Project Dawn email is it," one person wrote. "Looks like they want to use AI to send an email tomorrow, and instead it sent a calendar invite for today." Wow. It remains unclear which teams will be affected by these cuts. Some Amazon employees who spoke to Business Insider theorized that staff who received the accidental invitation may not be among those getting cut. People are speculating you're safe if invited, one employee said. So we don't know the answer to it. Was this Project Dawn in particular? Did this actually show people who were laid off? We don't have that information in here, but it's interesting how a little oopsie going out to an entire organization or within Amazon, how it really can impact people. And it's just sad. It's just really sad because there is, as I mentioned, my friend was laid off from Amazon, and she still has not met with a hiring manager or HR with regards to the role and why the role was eliminated. This is really sad. And here is another one. Amazon execs say layoffs are a part of turning the company into the world's largest startup. Internal memos from Amazon executive explain that the company's decision to lay off 16,000 corporate workers is as necessary to become the world's largest startup, according to the messages viewed by Business Insider. Our ambition is to be the world's largest startup, Amazon executives wrote in two such memos viewed by Business Insider. That means doubling down on culture of ownership, speed, and experimentation, which requires us to continue evolving how we are structured. The world's largest startup has become a common refrain under Amazon CEO Andy Jassy, who repeatedly referenced the company's ability to operate like a startup in his latest shareholder letter. The memos viewed by Business Insider, written by Amazon Web Services VP Prasad, I'm not even going to try to do that last name, and Senior VP Colleen Aubrey, included other similarities, providing insight into how Amazon likely directed its top executive to communicate about the layoffs. Notifications within the teams in the US and Canada have been completed. The identical language is stating, please take care of yourselves and each other, and that the Employee Assistance Program, or EAP, is available 24/7 for free confidential support. Acknowledge that changes are difficult, and ending with a forward-looking statement about what remaining teams can accomplish. Greg Pearson, another AWS VP, also addressed layoffs in a memo and urged staff to use technology to simplify work, Business Insider previously reported. Amazon also shared more information for laid off employees in an FAQ and emails from HR staff Beth Galletti. Internal Slack messages viewed by Business Insider suggest affected teams include those within the company's AWS cloud unit, such as AI Cloud Services Bedrock, the Cloud Data Warehouse Service Redshift, and ProServe Consulting team, as well as retail business teams such as the Prime Subscription Service and the Last Mile Delivery Experience team. Amazon did not immediately respond to a request or comment from Business Insider. I will let you know. Oh, here is the direct email from Prasad. Team, I wanted to provide an update on the organizational changes that Beth Galletti shared in her A to Z post earlier today. Now, before I finish reading this, I am going to let you know they talk about the business units the business orgs that are affected within Amazon. My friend and a friend of a friend who also was laid off, they were not in those orgs. So there definitely were additional orgs other than what was mentioned that were laid off. As Beth noted, these decisions are a part of our ongoing effort to position the organization for the future while staying nimble and focused on delivering for our customers. Our ambition is to be the world's largest startup. That means doubling down on culture of ownership, speed, and experimentation, which requires us to continue evolving our structure. The notifications to impacted colleagues in our organization who are based in US, Canada, have now been completed. In other regions, we are following local processes, which may include time for consultation with employee representatives and possibly result in longer timelines to communicate with impacted employees. First and foremost, I want to thank the impacted colleagues who have worked tirelessly for our customers. I want to acknowledge that changes like this can be hard on our entire team. These decisions are difficult and are made thoughtfully as we position our organization for future success. Changes like these are difficult, especially when they affect colleagues we value. These decisions don't diminish what we've built together. Rather, they are about positioning us to sustain and extend that impact as we continue to build the foundation for the future. I also want to recognize what our team has accomplished this past year as we've made tremendous progress on scaling to meet unprecedented customer demand. These results reflect the talent, dedication, and collaboration across the breadth of our diverse organization must work together seamlessly. And those are qualities that will remain our foundation as we move forward. Please take care of yourselves and other, etc., etc. Thank you for your resilience and continued focus on delivering for our customers. I'm confident in our team's ability to navigate this transition and emerge stronger. I'm looking forward to what we'll accomplish together in the next months ahead. But on the other hand, Beth Galetti's initial email basically stated that there could be continuing to have cuts. Yeah, it's really difficult to navigate this. Imagine you're going into an office, and you're going into an office, you're going to work and doing your job, and after a couple of years, you're laid off. This is a common story. If you look on LinkedIn at a company for 1 year, 2 years, they were laid off, they go for a different job, and then a year later, they were laid off again. And this is just a constant company culture, it seems as though, that's happening within the workforce in general. I don't necessarily know that there's any industry that is safe from this. I've seen it in banking. We've seen it, for example, Starbucks, and look at Lululemon. Now, granted, Lululemon and even Target, their stocks are down, so that does make sense why they would have this reduction in workforce. But overall, these businesses are experiencing these layoffs, and they're putting forward these layoffs, and it's to increase the profits, to increase the shareholder value, and what that's doing to the average worker, and especially someone like me who is a single parent, or if you are a single income household, or even if you are a dual income household, this is going to affect you, and it affects you mentally, it affects you physically. And honestly, I've been affected by this since 2022, and now it seems almost as if it's second nature. Am I going to survive? Am I not? I remember in 2022, beginning of 2023, when the company I work for was doing multiple rounds of layoffs, and I was losing sleep. It was the most stress I've ever had. And now if it happens, I have a backup plan. It's really difficult to navigate these waters. I feel for anybody and everybody who is having to experience this right now. And comment below, what are your tips? What are your strategies? What are you doing right now to look for jobs in the job market if you have been laid off? And what are you doing for your mental health and wellness? Subscribe to this channel. There are multiple things, again, that I do talk about, and it's real life items. And this right now is what's happening in real life. And so we're going to continue to get into this. We're at the beginning of 2026. And as far as I can tell, it seems as though 2026 is just going to be a bloodbath when it comes to jobs. So let's talk about it. Let's see what we can do moving forward. This is Shannon from Only Shannon Knows. Thanks for listening in.